Hi, welcome to the Talkies by Karman Studios. This is three filmmakers talking about movies. My name is Dee.
And I'm Kenny.
And my name is Taylor.
And today we're continuing our little bit different stuff, where one person picks a movie and then the other two haven't seen, except this time
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. This time it's a movie. This time it's a movie all of us wanted to see, regardless.
Because it's brand new,
Mank.
and there are no new movies anymore, so...
Yeah. So we had to go to Netflix and be like, what garbage is this?
This is the first new movie I've seen since Tenet.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dry spell. It is. This is the worst thing about 2020.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
This is
there
the biggest problem about
Absolutely.
2020 is the dry spell of good movies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Slightly behind that is the amount of people who've died from COVID-19.
I mean, I guess there's
really
some
sad.
of that too.
That's really sad.
I don't really give a
really
fuck
in the
about
history
that.
books, people
Yeah.
are going to be like, 2020 was the year that no one saw movies.
Yeah, we'll be a case study in that book. They'll be like, yeah, the Talkies really struggled to come up with adequate content. They had to
The program has been hurting.
They had to go back and watch all of Stanley Kubrick's movies.
No.
Darn it, dang it.
Oh, dude, it was awesome to watch a new movie.
Yeah, regardless of what we thought of it, I thought it was
Yeah.
great to
Yeah.
just watch something new.
Mank.
I wonder how many like little new movies we're missing from that came out this year.
Well, a lot of Marvel movies.
You mean movies that did come out?
Movies that did come out this
did come
year
out?
that
Yeah.
did not get a lot of press.
Yeah.
That are good.
Oh yeah, dude, New Mutants came out finally after like 5 years.
Taylor said that are good. That are good.
And get
Oh,
little
sorry.
press.
Sorry. Dude, I loved. I mean, I don't know if did we talk about it on the podcast? Freaking, what's his name's movie? Dude, with with Todd was in it, and they drove a car and talked about surrealist stuff.
Yeah, we did talk. Yeah. We covered. I'm thinking of ending things.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to
that
take
movie.
it back. Was that before or after Tenet?
I don't. That was
Because
around the
I
same
don't
time.
remember.
Because that's another new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Mank.
Hot take
Hot
time,
takes.
Hot take time. Kenny, why don't you go first?
dude. I love everything about this movie so much. I adore this movie. I want to cuddle up to it at night when I am cold, because it filled me with warmth and joy. I have a ton of nostalgia for old movies and for classic Hollywood, for golden era of Hollywood, and all the political machinations that went on in that strange economy that existed for a brief time and never will come back, for better or worse. And so, like, I love the story, love the people, love the characters, love the aesthetic, and
Aesthetic was really cool.
there will be some gushing today. Warning: if you're sitting in the splash zone, there'll be gushing.
The gushing, the splash zone.
Look out! Wear a poncho.
Is this a Gushy movie? Gushy?
Oh yeah, it's all wet
wet and
and
gushy.
gushy. It's good.
Damn.
It only got gushy after I gushed on it so much.
Damn, bro. What the?
Taylor, what did you think?
I liked it also. I thought it was really good. Yeah, the look of the film is awesome. It really does. Most of the time, it really does look like film, even though I'm sure they'd shot it digitally. I'm pretty sure they shot it on Red Cam.
On Red, yeah.
Yeah, with like
Isn't
it was
this
like their
dude
black
like
and white
anti-film?
one.
Isn't
Yeah,
he the
pretty much.
anti-film hero?
David Fincher is the anti-film hero.
Yeah.
he's
He
like
is.
he's the opposite of Nolan in his stance on film versus digital.
Yeah. I mean, we'll dig into this more, but I was so impressed with how well they mimicked the classic film look, having seen that attempted many times in the past,
Yeah.
and always being able to tell exactly how they changed a digital image to make it look filmy and old. This is like flawless.
It's pretty damn good. I really, really enjoyed the movie. Also, I fell in love with it actually. Like the first third of the movie, I was just like, oh wow! Like everything about the movie made me love it. Including what's his name? Gary Oldman.
Dude.
So good.
Yeah.
He disappears in the characters so well, especially lately, that
Yeah.
I don't remember what he actually looks like
What he looks
anymore.
I was thinking the same thing. My mind has to keep going back to what was the
Like
the
Dark
movie?
Knight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon is his default look for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so I fell in love with it a third of the way through, and then I started getting a little. I didn't like some parts because it started feeling a little bit boring to me, but then that harkened back to like movies of old where they have like these highs and lows, so it actually kind of added to the enjoyment to
Yeah.
me. Other than that, yeah, dude, the aesthetic, I cannot believe Fincher got so close to the way Orson shot his stuff. It looks really, really, really close. I mean, except for the mise-en-scene isn't the same because Fincher, the way he puts stuff in the frame isn't the exact same way that Orson thinks, but still, the aesthetic is awesome. The light was so good. Some of the CG use I didn't like very much.
I was gonna bring that up. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of funny. Like, there's like weird, like the film look is like perfect through most of it, and then every now and then there'll be like a weird digital thing, and I'm like, what
Right,
the
it's like,
hell?
wait a second.
Was that like
That's weird.
background stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
there
like
was
like the fire, for example.
Yeah,
The Hearst Castle and
yeah when he goes to light his cigarette in the fireplace and the fire bellows up or whatever.
yeah.
Right.
It looks digital because it is.
Right.
And then there was this one shot where it was like they were outdoors and they were it was like Amanda Seyfried on a corner, and she backs up off onto the street, and they have the manhole cover on the road, and it's a period appropriate manhole cover, but it looked like it was just like photoshopped in. Like it looked like it was just there. They just added it, and she was like on a green screen, I'm pretty sure.
All
or
right, maybe
something.
not flawless then, but compared to the others who've attempted the same thing,
Yeah. It's just kind of funny to see
really
the
good.
contrast every now and then.
It was.
It didn't
yeah,
take
it was
me
every
out
now
too
and then.
much.
I did see. Yeah, there was a lot of blue or green screen use in here. And it did. Yeah, it like Taylor said, it didn't take me out too much either. But I mean, I was so in love with the movie already that it didn't really matter.
yeah.
Every now and then David Fincher would do one of his like crazy shots where like there was one shot, I think it was in like the Hearst dining room, not the end scene, but like a scene prior in the same location where an item gets slid across the desk and the camera tracks 100% perfectly on that item as it gets pushed across the desk.
Yeah.
It's really brief and it's an awesome shot.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's 100% impossible in
Yeah.
1930.
Yeah. No
Sure.
no human holding a camera could have done that.
Yeah. Which is just a David Fincher thing.
Yeah.
He always does.
It's just it's his ominous
yeah.
thing.
It's
that he
funny
does.
to see that crop up in this movie because this is a different kind of different kind of side of David Fincher.
It's very different, yeah. I think that's what popped out to me the most about this movie was that I kept having to remember, oh, right, David Fincher was the one who did this. Like, it's not his aesthetic
Yeah.
at all. Even the lighting in here, like, which I think that's what really, really spoke to me about this movie is because Orson Welles does such crazy lighting in all of his movies. He just, produces a ton of light, and we don't need that so much in the modern age with these kinds of sensors that we have on the cameras. But like what David Fincher does a lot is he lights from the top, and then he lets the butterfly effect, the butterfly shadows, cast downward onto people. So that's you can see that in like every one of his
gradient.
films. Yeah, and so it's like it's a really cool look, but it doesn't require a whole. I mean, it does require a lot of light, obviously, but it doesn't require the same amount that Orson always does. And so I thought it was insane that they had that kind of stuff in here. There was a shot in here that I thought was a split diopter shot, but it was the cleanest diopter shot I'd ever seen. So I don't know if it was just actually like f/22 but just cascades of light mixed in with some CG stuff. It was insane. There was a crazy cool shot.
That's cool. I didn't notice it. It must have been.
I think it was during it was the fireplace scene where everyone's talking and Mank is like saying things he shouldn't be around people. And then there was a close-up. I don't know of who it was, but there was a close-up of someone, and then in the background you saw someone else talking, and I was like, "Wait, that's split. How are they doing that?" Like there was no separation. It was insane.
Or is it deep field?
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Deep field, like F-22.
That scene,
Citizen Kane.
That scene was so awesome. I love that the guy was showing so little class. Mank was showing so little class that circus performers were walking out on him. like the guests were like, these were like acrobats and bearded ladies, and they're like, we will not be a party to this crassness.
I loved the use of female characters in here. I don't know if it's just me, but like whenever I see a female character in most movies who like make them who like put strong emphasis on female characters, they tend to do it, I think, in weird ways where they're like, let's make sure to emphasize this person because she's female. Like I can feel that through the kind of direction. Maybe it's just because Marvel movies are the ones that are coming to mind, but I like their use here because they felt like surprise real people. Mm-hmm. They felt like it was just a conversation piece happening between two people, and I just really enjoyed that about this.
Yeah. Both actually, I don't know. There are at least 4 really good female performances in the film. I like Amanda Seyfried's performance, but I also liked poor Sarah, his wife.
Oh yeah.
She was really good. And
who's that actress?
I'm not sure. Same with the British one, the typist. I thought she was really good too.
Yeah, man, dude, everyone in here was really good. Dude,
Charles Dance as Hearst was perfect. I mean,
perfect.
I've done some research on Hearst, in the past, and a really fascinating dude. And I don't think you could cast anyone better than Charles Dance. It's some Tywin Lannister is
some Tywin
William Randolph Hearst.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this feels like Tywin Lannister.
Yeah,
when he's just there.
That's really funny. I thought, what's his name? I don't know who the dude is, but who did Orson Welles, I thought was great.
He looked and sounded like him.
He looked so much like him. It was. Yeah. I loved that they even dressed him in his cape and hat in the
when he came in and it's all mysterious in the hospital.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's Orson. That's awesome.
They even got his beard right. Reverb on his voice. It was like he was a magical
actresses
person,
Huh?
Yeah. The actress? What'd you say, D?
You okay? What's going on?
You just said you don't know who the actress is?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my internet's all screwed up. I said I don't know who the actress is.
What's funny is that our recordings we're making won't have lag, even though our conversation might. So that's
going to be strange.
Make it a little weird. I'm not editing it.
Yeah, you guys don't have to worry about it, man.
Rip D.
Ooh, sorry. Oh my gosh.
I have the mic here. I'll tap it.
Hey, yeah, tap the mic.
Yeah, let's all tap our mics. All right. Actually, if I can make one critique, there was only one moment where I kind of was taken out, and it was actually the actor who played Orson Welles. While I thought he had the perfect voice and look, I felt like he had one of the weaker performances.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's like they were trying too hard to emulate.
Yeah. Not necessarily bad, but stands out when you're opposite of
Gary
yeah.
Oldman. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh man, poor guy.
Yeah.
There were times like where like they don't show Orson Welles, like they have him out of focus in the background or something like that. And like they kind of stayed pretty mysterious with him throughout most of the movie, I felt like.
Yeah.
Which I think probably helped
You mean help
sell
the performance?
help sell like the illusion that it really is Orson Welles.
Dude, I loved that they had him on the, like, a lot of these movies that talk about legendary figures, they save them, for like short little scenes here and there, and I really like that kind of play that a lot of directors do. And in this one, I thought it was cool that Orson was always on the phone, and you could it wasn't always his voice either. It was like it was a dude who picked it up, and he's like, "It's Orson," right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Did this movie sound like a movie from the 1930s? Or are my headphones bad?
Do you mean
No, it sounded like it.
Yeah, I think they definitely played with the audio to give it that true sound.
it had not very high end on the frequency.
Like it was like literally borderline lo-fi.
Right. I loved that. I
thought it
loved
was
that so
cool
much.
too.
Yeah, when I was listening to it, I was questioning the same. I was like, is that me or that sounds awesome?
Yeah, and once I kind of realized it was part of the movie, and I thought that was a really cool choice.
Yeah.
For some reason, that
Yeah,
choice added to like the authenticity of it even
did.
more.
Yeah, it's funny because I was thinking the same thing before watching the movie, because I was thinking about Mank, and I was like, man, you know what? It'd be so cool to emulate just the sound of old time movies, because you don't hear that often.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about how Daft Punk did that with Ram, their previous album, about recording with different mics and stuff. And I was wondering how they would do that in a movie studio, because like these sound systems don't really exist anymore. So I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah, I don't know how they achieved that. Did a good job though.
Yeah,
They
did a
did.
tremendous job. Gush.
I
Gushing.
loved the opening titles
Yeah.
to the film.
That was awesome.
Of course, they're just stylized perfectly. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite was like in old movies they have like this usually a graphic that takes up like a large amount of the screen and super stylized, and it says like shot in Panavision or shot in Technicolor, or something like that. And they did that, and it said shot in stunning HDR.
Was that what it said?
Yeah.
I
I didn't
remember
notice that. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's insane.
All looking totally 1940s. It was really cool. Really cool.
That's funny. I was gonna. Oh, so you guys said this was shot on digital, right? So they had cue marks. Did you notice that?
I saw 'em
Yeah, I saw
Yep.
those. Yeah.
many times.
Did you notice the very first one?
Was
did.
it within like the first 4 minutes of the movie?
It was in the. I think it was the first one anyway.
Yeah.
When the dudes came out after they were all like smoking cigars, chatting with each other.
Yeah, I
all
think
these
that's when
big
I picked up
executives.
on it. I'm like, oh.
Well, they came out of the door, and the dude straight up said, "Q," right, and pointed to the screen, and then a little mark popped up.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Little
Yeah.
little
It felt very. What was the movie that did that?
Fight Club,
Fight Club. Yeah, felt very Fight Club.
making reference to the celluloid itself within the
Yeah.
filming.
yeah.
That's insane. And yet it's still shot digitally.
Right.
Yeah. I remember seeing those on movies in the theaters when I was a kid, and always thinking it was some kind of mistake. Yeah.
Man, these guys,
Yeah.
all of them are making the same mistake.
Yeah. I asked my dad once, I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it must be some dirt on the film or something. Yeah. And I'm like, but it happens in every movie. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
The score was awesome.
The score was great. Very.
I actually paid attention this time to the score. Yeah,
It
it
was
was good.
hard not to notice it. It was pervasive. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's
Yeah.
the reason why I noticed it this
Yeah.
time.
That's
I mean, which again, it's like true to the period. I mean, they scored like as much of the movie as possible. It felt like,
Yeah.
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 That was done by Trent Reznor and
I saw that.
Atticus Ross.
Yeah, Trent Reznor, yeah.
Nine Inch Nails coming through to do
Some vintage
genre?
jazz. It was very jazzy.
It is jazzy.
Yeah.
Band.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's,
Fincher works with them on almost every movie he does.
Right.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Is the screenwriter, was that Fincher's brother?
I have no idea. I
I
noticed
think
that.
it said like Jason Fincher or
yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
some name
Oh,
Fincher.
I saw that, yeah.
That was the screenplay.
That was a good screenplay, by the way.
That it was. Definitely
yeah.
was.
Anyway, when they make the sequel to this, that's going to be about the writing of Mank and what the screenwriter was going through.
It'll be David Fincher's story.
Yeah.
The dialogue for Mank himself sounded impossible to write. Like that like everything that guy says is snappy.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so snappy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. This whole thing, like, it's funny. I complained about this before, but I've talked about Aaron Sorkin, how he creates these, what you would call impossible dialogue moments where it sounds like everyone in the movie is just super high IQ.
Yeah.
And they like know what the next person's going to say. It's like really strange. But in older movies where it sounds like the actors are like talking to the audience more than they're talking to people around them, it feels like it's like a play almost. It's like it's almost a wink, to the audience. And I really like that kind of snappy and witty dialogue that they have in like Sabrina, and in those kinds of movies, just older movies. I like that kind of stuff.
They kind of made fun of that in this when Amanda Seyfried's character was up on the pyre to be burned when we first meet her. They're shooting that movie, and they show them shooting a scene. They do a take, and she does this, "Help! Somebody save me!" Right? But there's not supposed to be anyone around her at all. Like, and she says it like literally she's talking to the audience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love how what's his name? Was it the hearse guy? When he's doing the shot at that moment, and what's her name was saying he likes the way you talk or something like that, and then they continued that little piece of information throughout the movie. I didn't really hold the connection. I really understand what they were talking about, but I thought it was a cool callback.
Yeah,
he kept talking about how Mank talks.
It was an interesting way to make a movie and tell a story, because I didn't feel like I fully knew what the story was until it was over, right?
Yeah.
Oops, I just clicked upgrade zoom. I'm not going to do that. No way. You didn't really know what it was about until it was over, when he has this confrontation with Orson Welles and says, "You know what? I deserve credit for this." And everything up through that is like this. It's only then that you spot that this whole thing was like a narrative on this big machine that uses people as fuel.
Right.
People are meat for the machine of old school Hollywood.
Yeah.
And that it was really all setting up for this seminal moment where someone's going to a lowly writer's going to stand up and say, "No, I matter."
Yeah. That is interesting.
I didn't catch that was a story we were telling.
Right.
until the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that did catch me a bit off guard too. I didn't think about that.
Well, and it ties right into this like consistent theme of like labor versus power. You have a socialist movement going on, and that gets squashed, and it all kind of thematically ties together.
What was the movie that we watched that had it was also about a drunk writer or a guy who was meeting, it was Barton Fink.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it was. I thought it was interesting the way Barton Fink looks at writers versus how this looked at writers. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Just looking at the two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely different takes on being a writer in Hollywood at that time.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing now because I'm remembering when he goes to that like dance party sequence in Barton Fink with all the sailors dancing. And he's like,
I'm a writer.
yeah, he's like, do you know who I am? I'm a god amongst men. I'm a writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
That's really funny.
you don't see Mank doing that.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, drinking himself silly. Dude, that was a weird moment, by the way. So I mentioned that I didn't really like how the movie kept getting boring every now and then, but then I was kind of okay with it, but it still felt boring to me at a few parts. The parts that it felt boring was when they cut away from the main, the main attraction, as it were, where Mank is writing the script and then talking about the stuff surrounding the script, with Hearst and the political influence stuff. The things that they were talking about, like the girl that was helping him, I don't remember her name, but who emptied all the alcohol bottles for him and like filled them
Fräulein.
up and everything. Yeah, it was really strange. Just that, I don't know, that when she talked about, or when she defended him in that scene. Do you guys remember the scene that I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
when they're at the sink,
sink?
and
Yeah.
and she basically says, "Hey, he saved 100 people from my village." Yeah.
I thought that was so weird. That felt Disney almost, like that first, like 2 minutes or maybe just 1 minute of the one girl who's like, "You're an alcoholic and you suck and I'm not going to help you anymore," and then talks to that girl for like 30 seconds and then changes her view completely and says, "Okay, well, I guess actually you're really cool." Like, I just thought that was really strange. Strange.
Yeah.
Who wrote this? Strange. That was a strange moment.
I liked it.
I didn't have an opinion. I was like, "Yep." Next scene.
It just didn't feel human to me. It felt like a robot.
Well,
Aren't
that's
we
Fincher
all
for you.
But aren't we all robots? Think about that. Think about that. You're a machine with a program. You're just following your program, man.
That's not
The
real.
powers that be have a program for you, D. You're just a robot.
I don't think that's true.
That's not real.
It is true. It's
Pretty
true.
sure I'm human.
You're saying that like that's the opposite of robot. It's not the case. Human is not the opposite of robot.
Okay. Well, whatever was happening there was opposite of human. How about that?
I'll allow that. That's fine.
What?
Gush.
So Fincher has
Wet and gushy.
sold out.
What a sellout. He's a big sellout like Bob Dylan.
Fincher, he's just trying to get an Oscar. He's trying to.
Oscar bait.
Yeah, this is just Oscar bait, man.
More like Oscar Bay.
Oh.
Pardon. I need a discreet place to go. Oscar bait.
This is gonna be the only movie nominated this year
Well,
for anything.
the nominees are
Mank.
Tenet. Was there anything else?
And Blumhouse's Frozen.
Freaky.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Blumhouse got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. By default, because there's too many categories, not enough movies.
Antebellum.
Dude,
Oh God.
that was one hardcore burn.
I forgot about that movie.
Hey, we shall not name that film. That film shall not. We've
Let's never say that.
And the
given-
winner
Let's never
is
talk about that movie again.
Antebellum.
for being
God damn it.
for being the most woke.
For being the most woke.
They won't be able to nominate
was a
this
terrible
movie
movie.
because it didn't have enough black and gay characters.
The Jordan Peele wannabe
Yep.
award goes to.
Jordan Peele.
That sounds like a Teen Choice Award category.
Is this the Orson Welles wannabe then?
Yeah, it is.
Dude, speaking of Oscars, though, what an awesome burn at the end when he's like,
Oh, when he was drunk?
yeah, he's like, no, when he accepts his Oscar.
Oh.
And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's like, I am accepting this Oscar in the same way the screenplay was written, and that is in the absence of Orson Welles.
Yeah. That was good. Good line.
Dang.
Did I interpret that last scene, or one of the last scenes correctly, where Mank was arguing with Orson about, I want to have credit for this? Did he then write down the scene that what's his name trashes the room?
That's what I think they were inferring.
That's exactly what they were doing.
That's exactly what happened. Okay, cool.
I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like
pretty funny.
Yeah, I feel like that's. I mean, I feel like that's just not true.
They just made that up.
I feel like they did. Yeah, it was It was too perfect.
Yeah, that happens a lot with biopics in general, I think.
Yeah,
It's like,
but it might be
yeah.
like a factoid or something.
Yeah.
What? No, everything in biopics are true.
It was like just too on the nose. I was like,
Yeah, that's why I like Finding Neverland, which is like a pseudo biopic of what's his name, Barry, the author of Peter Pan. But like they full on let you know that this is like a fantastical biopic, not meant to be
exaggerated.
Right.
Like it's purposely exaggerated, and so every little thing in his life has meaning and turns into something in Peter Pan. Okay, it's time for the very difficult, mentally challenging, frustrating, and mostly meaningless part of the show. What kind of pizza is this movie?
This is not a meaningless part of the show. This is by far the most important.
Well, it's important to us.
No, it is by far.
No, it's objectively important.
And actually, now that I say that out loud, I'm not sure how important it is to me.
If I had to compare
Why live?
Mank to a pizza, I guess I would say, okay, this is going to sound probably worse than it is,
Oh dear.
but I think it's fair. If you think about someone who's coming out of culinary school and they were taught to make pizzas a certain way, and then they saw this master create like this really good pizza, and then they went and basically did the same thing, but they put their own spin on it, and you tasted it, and it's like, okay, this is good, has the good toppings and everything, and you're like, this is a good pizza. It reminds me of that other pizza. It's not, it's pretty good by itself, I suppose. I could eat this, yeah, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the original.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Mank's awesome.
All right.
Citizen Kane is better.
What?
Then this movie?
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Oh, sorry.
Well, what I would say is that that the best way to enjoy this pizza would be to order its companion pizza. Much like I believe I gave a similar response when we talked about The Disaster Artist and about how much more enjoyable the movie is if you have seen The Room.
Oh yeah.
And so I'd say the best way to enjoy this, it's like here's like a really good half of a pizza that is like sauce and pepperoni, and then over here you have another half of a pizza that's just like cheese and sausage, right? And you're gonna put those together. You're gonna fold them in half and make like a stromboli, and you have like like one of the best pizza experiences of your life if you did that. Now that being said, either one's gonna be good by themselves, but put it together, this is having the context of Citizen Kane in your head makes this a 100% delight. I think without it, I think it's interesting and well done.
Gotta see Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
before you
I
watch
don't
this.
think there's a way to understand the movie without knowing Citizen Kane.
No, not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And that's a challenge. Like, that's actually a challenge that I have, like, some storyteller ethical quandaries with. You know, like just myself. Sometimes I struggle with the idea of if a movie should stand on its own, you know, on its own merits, without the context, without some other kind of context that's not enjoyed within the movie. Now, that being said, context, every movie, I understand that, because, like, you know, you have to have the context of being human.
You're thinking of a designer's perspective.
I get that, but, like, some lean more into an external context than others, right?
Sure.
Like
I get it.
so specific as we expect that you will have seen this one movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what
Yeah.
inspired it in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But, you know, meaningless tangent. So I'm so stupid. Sorry.
so stupid.
Sorry, guys. Gosh.
that was
Dang it.
dumb.
Stupid.
Can you guys hear my dog
Yeah.
barking?
I heard that.
Cool dog. Hey, cool dog.
Thanks.
Cool dog, bro.
Oh, two dogs.
COVID era, you know, people. That's every podcast gets interrupted by dogs. Anyway, we're still short of pizza here.
My pizza. So Mank is a gourmet cheese pizza.
Dang,
Yep,
freaking gourmet.
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. I can
It's
get down with that.
delicious.
Freaking gourmet. That is a better answer than D's or mine.
That's a better answer than both of ours combined.
I like to keep it big brain.
Yeah, man. Keep it sophisticated.
yeah.
Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Wow.
Very nice. Well, do we have any idea of what we're going to see next week?
Oh well.
No.
Next, it's whoever gets to pick next gets to pick next.
That's Kenny.
Like, if there is a next week,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Like the Earth's going to be around for
It
another.
might not. You never know.
Yeah, there was a monolith in my backyard yesterday,
Did you touch it?
so that freaked me out, you know. Yeah, I touched it,
Oh,
and then I
fuck.
learned how to use a hammer.
Shit. Oh fuck.
You learned how to use a hammer.
Yeah, because I touched a
Oh,
monolith.
dude, I've been trying to figure
Yeah,
that out for
it
ages.
was it was pretty epic.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm now tool wielding.
It taught you how
Yeah.
to use tools.
Yeah, yep,
So now you can like build things.
yeah, man. I could like beat up apes.
Jeez.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So what are you going to pick for us next week?
Yeah, I got a great idea. Next week we're going to watch.
I am not your Negro.
Wow. I've never seen that movie.
I know
I've
neither of you have.
I've never. Yeah, I think I don't have never seen that.
Well, that's why I'm suggesting it, because neither of you have seen it, and I have, and I want
So
you
you're-
two to see it.
Just to be clear, you're suggesting...
I am not your Negro.
Yes, that is the movie I'm
Okay.
suggesting.
Yeah, I've been
Okay,
meaning
'cause I
to
was
watch
just
that.
I did a good imitation of Kenny right there.
That was pretty good. You sounded like me. All right. You heard it here first, folks.
What?
always.
What?
They always hear it here first.
It. This was where you heard it.
Wait. What?
It.
This has been the Talkies by Karman Studios. It's a podcast. It goes up almost every week, usually on Fridays. You can listen to it. We talk about movies.
Yep.
That will do it, folks.
Hey, good.
All right.
I think that covers everything. Nice job. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.